Hi, and welcome to episode 19 of the Dittmer Knittery podcast. My name is Bev. Whether you are a returning subscriber or a new viewer, I'm happy to have you here today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment or otherwise contact me by email or take a look at my Facebook or Instagram. You'll find that information in the description box down below, where you will also find any links that I may mention during this podcast. If I do mention any links, that's where you'll find them. I have mentioned my fall down the mosaic crochet rabbit hole. I've been down here for a while. They do have YouTube here, so I've been watching videos, and I saw some videos about Tunisian crochet, and I didn't even bother to come up to check the lay of the land or get a breath of air. I just dug a tunnel from the mosaic crochet rabbit hole over to the Tunisian crochet rabbit hole. So that's where I am now, down deep in the Tunisian crochet rabbit hole. And this video is about what's going on here in the Tunisian crochet rabbit hole. I'll show you the finished object here. In case that's what you're interested in seeing and you don't want to hear my whole story. I named this bag "You Blew Me Away." And this bag made me make it. The hook demanded the yarn, and my arms and hands were compelled to crochet. I made some video clips for you so you could see what was happening while this was going on. You can see a little bit of detail. And I think you'll agree that the hooks and the yarn have me in their power. I love yarn, and you'll see that I also love all the tools and supplies that go along with yarn. So when I got re-interested in Tunisian crochet and I had an opportunity to buy some tools, that's what I did. And I showed them a little bit, but I wanted to give you a better look at my Tunisian crochet hooks, the tools I purchased. And I also wanted to show you the first thing that I made after I bought my Tunisian crochet hooks. I had this yarn in my stash, Iceland yarn, Crystal Palace yarns, 100% wool, spun in Taiwan for Crystal Palace. I had 2 skeins of this, and I used all of it. And I used this size P hook, Tunisian crochet hook, Chowgu, size P, 11.5 millimeters, so quite a large hook. Heavy yarn, this is probably a 5 or a 6 if I were to guess the weight of this yarn. And I made this whole bag in less than 1 day because the Tunisian crochet goes so fast with the big hook and the big yarn. This is an antique button I have in my collection. It may or may not end up on this bag. It looks very nice, and I hope that it will work, but I have to see how much this buttonhole shrinks and if that button will go through the buttonhole and work on the bag. Bag doesn't have a strap yet. I have black yarn I hope to use to make the strap. Patton's roving. Patton's classic wool roving. I intend to make a strap for the bag with that because I don't have any more of the blue. And then, after I made this whole bag, I was so excited. I Tunisian crochet in the round. I started with the bottom with some single crochets, got a little foundation going, started the Tunisian crochet, and worked the Tunisian crochet all the way up to the top. I bound off these top stitches and then continued to make the flap. I had sewn in this end, and then I decided to frog it because it's so small, and the fabric is quite dense. And so I believe that it will felt and shrink quite a lot. So if it felts in half this way and in half this way, we'll end up with a little bag about that size, which is fine, but I think the fabric will be quite dense. So I had decided to frog it. I even pulled out that end to begin to take it out, and then I decided no, I didn't want to frog it. I'm going to go ahead and felt it and see what happens. I'm going to hot water felt it and see what happens. I don't know how soon I'll get to do that. I hope soon, but that's the plan for that bag. And now you can see the Tunisian crochet hooks that I bought. Quite an assortment. Because they did have such a variety, I decided to go ahead and get them because I really do like using the large hooks and holding multiple yarns together. So when I saw that they had up to size T, and I believe I paid no more than $15 for the very large hooks, $15 or $16, and 10 and under for the smaller sizes. So this is the P that I used to make the blue bag. Size S, size R, size Q, and M. This one is the M. That's the M. And N. So M, N, P, Q, R, S, T. I do think T was the largest they had. And I hope you enjoy a closer look at my Tunisian crochet hooks and the first project I made after I got the hooks. Obviously, I didn't frog it. I did felt it right away. The next clip shows the bag during felting, where I actually paused the felting process because I became concerned and I needed to decide what to do next. I'll be back in a few minutes. I really wanted to see what this bag was going to look like felted. This bag is made from 100% wool yarn. I used a size P Tunisian crochet hook, and all of the bag except for the strap and this bottom portion of the bag is Tunisian crochet. This is a felting dilemma. This bag is still wet. I've just taken it out of the felting water and squeezed the excess water out of it and laid it here on this towel so I could show it to you. I'm very pleased with most of the results here. We have some nice texture remaining from the Tunisian crochet. I like how the buttonhole is felting. It will be a nice size. The strap looks good. Places where the strap feeds through the bag, that's working just fine. But here at the bottom of the bag, where I did the single crochet, these openings are not felting closed. So I have some choices here, some different things I can do to try to solve this. I can continue to felt it until everything, all the openings are closed and the bag is a solid fabric. I can perhaps put the bag in the dryer, put it in a pillowcase, put some towels in with it, and let the heat and the towels felt it a bit more. I've done this. I don't really like to do that for the same reason I don't like to felt in the washing machine. You lose some control. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to felt just a little bit more to get the Tunisian crochet stitches to have even texture. You see there's a little bit more texture there than there is here. And then as we move down the bag, we get these openings where it's single crochet. So excellent lesson that the Tunisian crochet felt very well. The single crochet, while it felts, takes longer to close the openings, takes longer to become a solid fabric. This is good news in a couple of ways. For one, I've learned something, and for another, I just started another Tunisian crochet project that I hope to felt. I have used only Tunisian crochet stitches, so I can have some idea of what it's going to look like when it's felted because of this experience. So I didn't quite finish. So here's what I think I'll do to solve this. I'm going to continue to felt a little bit more, and then I'm going to have this bag lined because I really like the way it looks right now. If I continue to felt it until it becomes a solid fabric, until all the holes are closed, I think it will be a more dense fabric and I will lose the texture of the Tunisian crochet. So at this point, my decision is to felt a little bit more to get it to have an even fabric look over the entire bag, and then to have it lined. And I think that antique button that I showed in my previous video is going to work here. The results are much better than I hoped for, much better than I anticipated. I really believed that this bag would shrink to the point that it would be maybe half this size and so dense that it would not feel like a usable bag, like it would just be a pouch. So I'm quite pleased that this has turned into a very usable purse. I have selected a fabric that I would like for the lining. Let me know what you think about that. I do have other fabrics, and I know someone who has fabrics who will take a look at it and see if she has something she thinks will serve better, but I really think this works very nicely. So during this felting process, I did something that I don't often do, and that's what you saw in the clip, is I purposely stopped felting it before it was completely felted. Now this is rare for me. I almost always felt the bags or the item, whatever it is I'm making, a basket or a wall hanging. I felt it until it can't be felted anymore. so that I know it's shrunk as much as it's going to. And then I embellish it or complete it or whatever the next step is. But in this case, I decided to stop it. I know it would have shrank more. I don't know if it would have gotten so small that it became dense as I feared. And by dense, I mean that the fabric gets so heavy that it's awkward to use. And you know, you don't want your purse to be that way. You want it to be like this. Yes, I'm pretty happy with it. I am glad that I stopped the felting when I did and took a look at it and made a decision about what to do. I, in the past, have not done a lot of linings in the bags, but I've decided there's some bags that some bags are just better with a lining, and this is certainly one of them. That it's a beautiful bag on its own, but it makes it difficult to use because it has some small holes where the felting did not come completely together. Some holes do remain. I said not very visible. Certainly doesn't detract from the look of the bag, but for usability, it needs a lining. So it will get one with a pocket, of course. And this is another example just to show me that I have a lot to learn. And I know that, and I love learning things, and I love learning things in this way when something goes really well and I learn a lot from it. If you like what I do here and you enjoy learning, I hope you'll come back and watch more videos. I hope that you'll look at some of my previous videos and we can share this journey. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you for watching. Please do, if you enjoy my videos, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and watch. And please do get in touch. Be here and now. See things as they are. Peace, love. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And I will see you soon.